Hey guys, Tina here and welcome to another video. Today I'm bringing you, I think what I'm just gonna call my June book haul because, well, it's way too late to call it a May one and I'm not actually sure whether or not I had one in May. And you know, the fact is that except for one of these books, none were actually, none of them I got in June, but still, it would be weird to just call it a May one, so just go with June one, and it doesn't really matter because who cares? But I have a bunch of books here. I'm really foggy in the synopsis of most of them, so you'll have to forgive me for that, but that's always the case anyway, so I'm just gonna go into it and hopefully, sorry, I almost dropped them, and hopefully and try to figure out what these books are about because, again, I'm not prepared. The first book that I have is one that's very popular lately and I've been hearing about it, but also managed to remember none of the synopsis or very little of it, and it's Furyborn by Claire Legrand, which I think follows two women in different time periods, and they have, at least one of them has magic, and there's this competition or something like that when they try to figure out whether or not she's the next queen. Oh, I so hope that I was not completely wrong about that. I'm actually really looking forward to reading this one. Again, not sure when I'm going to get to it because I have some old debts that I have to get through first, but maybe, well, I'm going to say this for all of them. Maybe I'm going to squeeze it in. I just love the cover, it's beautiful. Also managed to rip it somehow, the dust jacket. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did at some point. Then I have Paper and Fire by Rachel Caine, which is book 2 in the Library of Alexandria something series, in the Great Library series, and it follows Ink and Bone, which I started reading but I then didn't because I don't know what happened. I just didn't. It's about this world, well, it's our world, but slightly different. Library of Alexandria still exists, and the reading is actually just reserved for the lucky few because books are basically very hard to obtain, and this boy, I think, that we follow sort of becomes a scholar, and scholars of course have access to books and the libraries and all that, and I'm thinking it's going to be very adventurous, but as of yet I have no clue. I hear very few people talk about this series, so hopefully I will manage to get into it soon and get to it actually soon and be more informative. Then I was in a bookstore, and usually I don't buy books in our local bookstores. I know that's very bad of me because I would like to support them, and I would totally like to support them, but the books are just way too expensive and it's cheaper for me to get them online. And despite that, I managed to get 2, and the first one is Scott Rindgen's Nyxia. I think that I've been hearing about this book, well, not lately, but months back, and I think that it had a different cover. Of course, I might be confused, and it was a completely different book. This is a sci-fi, young adult sci-fi, about this group of kids that basically gets sent off somewhere, and it's a competition, basically. They sort of have to eliminate each other, and only, I'm not sure if 1 or 2 have to get to the end, and I guess they get rewarded, or maybe not, I'm not sure. I don't know, I don't know, I felt like buying it. I felt like reading something young adult and sci-fi. So here it is. I haven't gotten around to reading it yet, but who's surprised? Then I have The Last Wish by Andrei Sapkowski. So this is a very popular book again on BookTube. Many people apparently know it because there's a game, a Witcher. A game. Anyways, I've never heard of it before. People started talking about it last year. I think there's going to be like a TV show on Netflix or something, and I don't even know what it's about. This I know that contains some short stories or something like that about this guy going around. No clue. But I did hear about it from our local people that run the FantasyCon here, and because it's a Slavic author, apparently it's really fitting for Slavic people that we really relate to it, I guess. So I'm very tempted to see whether or not that is true. I don't know, it might surprise me. If it does, I will definitely let you know. And then I have a sequel to a book that I, again, haven't read, and that is A Shade of Black by Sebastian de Castell, which follows This is his young adult, and it follows a Spellslinger. And the third book I think just came out, and I love just these editions that have colored pages. Again, this is I think about a guy who's losing his magic, and that's about it. I still have to read his other what is his adult series that starts with Trader's Blade, The Greatcoats. I have to finish that one. I really enjoyed the first one, so I plan to read the whole series, finish the whole series this year. But again, I really wish I was, I don't know, more disciplined, more, I don't know, whatever, just that I would finish things. This year has not been going well in that way. Then I have The Queens of Innisleer by Tessa Gratton, which is how can you see it? It's a beautiful cover. Which is based off of King Lear, which, as I already mentioned a couple of times, I have not read and I don't think I will. But we follow three sisters who are in different walks of life, and their father basically has to decide which of them will follow in his footsteps. And there's war and a lot of craziness and magic and intrigue and plotting and beautiful writing and beautiful covers. Both this one and the US one are just beautiful. And I've read already a part of this because I received a sort of ARC preview, but it was definitely not enough for me to actually to form like a really informed opinion. Oh, whatever. I'm just terrible. I already filmed one video today and that one sucked as well, but yeah, sorry. Then I have Life Like by Jay Kristoff. I really like his Nevernight series. I didn't care for Illuminate, but I'm hoping that this one is going to be more in the vein of Nevernight and I'm going to love it. Again, I don't know what it's about. It's about, oh, what can I remember? It's about this girl that lives, I think, in more of a futuristic world, and she has a robot dog and a bunch of sidekicks or something like that, and for some reason I think that somebody's after her. I'm terrible, but I heard like people liking it. I don't know, apparently I always just listen to that and I don't care about the synopsis or actually their opinion, aside from whether or not they liked it, because I managed to block everything out. Officially, I'm waiting for Haley from Haley Reads to get her copy so we can buddy read it together. Hopefully I'm going to be patient enough for that. If not, Haley, I'm sorry. But I am waiting, I think, because I have other books to read, so hopefully this one is not going to be too tempting. And then another book that I have, it's A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas, which is a novella in her A Court of Thorns and Roses series. This is sort of like a very unpopular book from what I heard. Nothing happens, which I actually expected. I really don't like novellas. I find them a lot of times to be just useless and just a waste of money, because they're just, I don't know what. I mean, like consolation prize because the authors weren't able to finish the actual sequel or something like that. But she just had a baby, so that's fine. Anyways, I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. Don't really care much about it. Hopefully I'm gonna like it more than people do, but I don't have high hopes. And then the last book that I have is one that I, again, know nothing about, because this was an impulse buy. Actually, this time around, I did see the cover first. Well, actually, that happens a lot, but I was in my local bookstore, and again, I bought a book. I'm breaking my rules all the time this time around. And I just saw this book, and it's called Lock of the Dead, and it's written by Oscar de Muriel or something like that. And it's a murder mystery, and it's book 4 in the series. So, and it's called A Case for Frey and McGray. I guess those are the detectives. I've never heard about this series, and I'm hoping that it doesn't really matter whether or not I started book 4 or book 1. If I like this one, I will definitely pick up the rest, the first 3, but I'm hoping it's basically, you know, with Agatha, as it is with Agatha Christie or Sherlock Holmes, that you just pick one book and don't really care where you start. So I hope that's the case, and I hope I like it, because I love the cover and I would like to enjoy the content as well. But I can tell you what it's slightly about. this young heir receives a sinister death threat, and Inspectors Frey and McGray answer a desperate plea to offer him protection. The detectives travel north to the remote and misty Loch Mari, site of an ancient burial ground. They must stay with the mysterious Coleman family, any one of whom might be a suspect. And then the boy's guardian is brutally murdered, and one thing becomes clear to the two detectives: someone is willing to kill to protect the secret of Loch Mari. So it sounds great. I don't know. Right now I'm into murder mysteries. I think it's Caleb Carr's fault, and yeah, hopefully this one is good and I enjoy it. Those are basically all the books that I got in, I don't know, last month or so. Again, I am so sorry that I'm really not well informed about these books. The way I see book hauls is actually, when I watch them, I don't really pay that much attention to what people are saying about the books, or I do a little, I guess, just enough to see whether or not they pique my interest or the book sounds like something I might check out on my own. I sort of just found them like, you know, like a library where you browse. That's how I see book hauls. I don't expect people to know a lot about books, because if something interests me, I will go on Goodreads or Amazon or Book Depository or wherever and just check the book out for myself. And that's, you know, that's why I find and like book hauls. But yeah, I guess that yeah, excuses anyways. But until next time, this is it, and thank you for watching this video, and see you in my next one. Bye!